The evening was quiet, the kind that made the neighborhood feel almost too still. Angela Robinson was curled up on her couch with a book when a sudden, heavy knock rattled her front door. Startled, she set the book aside and walked toward the sound. Through the peephole, she saw 3 men in dark uniforms standing on her porch. One of them barked, "Police. Open up." Angela hesitated. Something didn't feel right. Their uniforms looked generic, no patches, no name tags, and most notably, no patrol car in sight. She opened the door a few inches, just enough to meet their eyes. "Evening, ma'am," one said gruffly, flashing what looked like a badge, though Angela instantly spotted its cheap, flimsy design. "We've had multiple complaints from your homeowners association. You've broken neighborhood rules, and we're here to address it." Angela's brow furrowed. "Police don't handle HOA disputes," she replied evenly. The men smirked, ignoring her words. "We need to come inside and have a look. It'll go easier for you if you cooperate." Angela studied them carefully. Their confidence was a mask, and their words felt rehearsed, intimidation disguised as authority. She felt her pulse quicken, but her face remained calm. Behind her steady gaze, Angela was already piecing it together. These weren't officers. These were imposters. And if they... Angela stood firm at the doorway as the 3 men shifted uneasily under her gaze. Their voices grew sharper, more insistent, as if speaking louder would somehow make their lies convincing. "Your lawn is overgrown, your trash bins were left out too long, and we've received safety complaints," one of them listed, reading from a crumpled sheet of paper. "The HOA has given us authority to handle this." Angela nearly laughed at the absurdity, though her expression stayed composed. "Authority," she repeated coolly. "From the HOA? Last I checked, HOAs don't deputize police officers." The man with the fake badge leaned closer, smirking as though he had cornered her. "Ma'am, these are serious violations. If you don't comply, the association has the right to escalate matters. That means fines, legal action, maybe even removal from your home." Angela's jaw tightened. She remembered the months of harassment. Fines for supposed weeds, letters demanding corrections that were nothing but excuses to target her. She had ignored them, refusing to bow to their petty control. Clearly, they were escalating their game. Her neighbor's blinds shifted as curious eyes peeked out. Whispers traveled across the street. The fake cops were enjoying the spectacle, convinced she would fold under pressure. But Angela's silence wasn't fear. It was calculation. Every word they spoke only confirmed what she already knew: this wasn't about rules. It was about power, and the HOA had just... The tallest of the 3 men stepped forward, his fake badge glinting under the porch light. His voice dropped to a low, threatening tone. "Listen, lady. You can play smart all you want, but we've been sent here to make sure you understand the consequences. You either follow the HOA's rules or things are going to get difficult." Angela crossed her arms, her eyes sharp and steady. "Difficult how?" she asked, her voice calm but firm. The men smirked. "We'll make sure every fine is doubled. We'll file complaints until the city comes knocking on your door. You'll drown in paperwork and fees before you know it. And if that doesn't work," he tapped his fake badge, "we've got ways of making you cooperate." Angela's neighbors gasped audibly from behind their curtains. The threat hung heavy in the air, meant to intimidate. But instead of backing down, Angela stepped closer, her presence radiating authority. "You're impersonating law enforcement," she said quietly, each word deliberate. "That's a crime." The men exchanged uneasy glances, their confidence faltering for the first time. They hadn't expected resistance. To them, Angela was just another homeowner they could bully into silence. But Angela wasn't ordinary. Years of service had taught her how to stand her ground, and more importantly, how to spot a lie from a mile away. "Last warning," she said, her hand brushing against her jacket pocket. "Leave now before you make this worse for yourselves." The men chuckled nervously, mistaking her calm for bluff. They were about to find out just how wrong they were. The tallest man leaned in, his smirk widening. "Lady, you don't get it. We're the law here. You either comply, or we'll make your life miserable." Angela tilted her head slightly, studying him with a cool, steady gaze. Then, without a word, she reached into her jacket pocket. For a moment, the men smirked even wider, thinking she was nervous and fumbling. But when her hand emerged, it wasn't empty. A polished, gleaming badge caught the porch light, its golden seal unmistakable. United States Marshal, Angela said firmly, her voice slicing through the tension like a blade. And you three just committed a federal crime. The air froze. The men's cocky expressions shattered instantly. One of them actually stumbled back, his fake badge slipping from his hand and clattering onto the wooden porch. Angela held the badge steady, her eyes locked on theirs. Impersonating law enforcement is a felony. Do you know what kind of time that carries? Years. And you tried it on the wrong person. The shortest of the men stammered, his bravado gone. We didn't mean anything serious, ma'am. It was just. Just what? Angela snapped, her tone razor sharp. Just fraud. Just intimidation. Just harassment. The men were pale now, their earlier confidence dissolving into panic. Angela took one slow step forward. You've got 10 seconds to disappear before I put in a call that'll have real officers here in minutes. They didn't wait for her to finish counting. In a flurry of panic, the fake cops bolted down the walkway, their footsteps. The next morning, whispers spread through the neighborhood like wildfire. Everyone had seen the three men running away in the dark, and word quickly reached the HOA board. By noon, Angela received an official notice at her door, not another fine, but a letter of apology. The president of the HOA showed up in person, his face pale and drawn. He avoided Angela's eyes as he muttered, "Those men, they weren't authorized. We never approved that." His excuse sounded hollow, flimsy against the truth. Angela held his gaze, her arms crossed. Save it. You sent them, and you thought you could bully me into silence. That ends today. Later that week, Angela met with city officials and provided her full report, complete with the fake badges she had collected. The HOA board was placed under investigation, and several of its leaders quietly resigned before charges could be filed. For her neighbors, the revelation was a shock. Many of them had suffered silently under the HOA's heavy hand, paying fines and enduring harassment. But after Angela's stand, something changed. People began speaking up, demanding accountability and respect. One evening, as Angela walked her dog down the quiet street, a neighbor called out, "We didn't know who you really were, Angela. Thank you for standing up for all of us." Angela smiled faintly, her marshal's badge tucked safely away. Sometimes, she said, all it takes is one person refusing to be bullied. The HOA's power had crumbled, but Angela's quiet strength. Backhand index pointing right. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to Echo Resistance for more powerful stories that uncover truth and justice.